guys know how to use it. Super comes in handy for easy graphic templates, things like that. So we'll go ahead and get started. And let me start a screen share. Well, so if you have never logged into Lumen5 before, we have some logins available for you guys. You just come to the Remote Editing Computers Stock Asset Logins page, and you are able to scroll down, and we have obviously all our stock websites and Lumen5 here. So if you wanted to use one of these logins, just like any of the other remote machines or stock footage sites, you would just assign yourself one of these tasks. And then you have the username and password you need to log in. And once you do, it should look something like this. I've seen a lot of questions around the template process. So Lumen5 is a little bit different than Canva in the sense that we can't just link templates like we can do in Canva. You know, if you've ever worked on a template in Canva, you're just provided a link. When you click on it, it automatically duplicates that template project for you, and you're able to start working on it immediately. Lumen5 does not work like that. So if you are asked to use a template in Lumen5, you basically come in here to the main dashboard, hit New Video, and that's where it opens up the template page where you can come in and find whatever template you're being asked to use. So we're building out a lot of them for different companies, making sure they're branded properly for them. So you can find those in here under My Saved Templates. That's going to be everything that internally us at MarketScale have created. And you can see more by clicking that Show All button. And then we also have some just basic Lumen5 templates that comes, you know, with the platform. So some of these down here are just pretty basic ones. So if you're wanting to use this and it doesn't already have a branded template for whatever client you're working with, you're welcome to use one of these. But as you can see, we have Michaela on our graphic design team and some of our designers building out templates for each client here. You'll also see, trying to find the main MarketScale one. Industries. Interesting. Okay. We also have built out frames similar to what we've built out in Box. So with the Mogert files and Premiere, we've kind of built out that same style here in Lumen5. And again, you can change these to vertical, square, whatever you need. This will always pop up, and they have options to change scripts or transcripts into AI videos. You can usually just hit start from scratch here, and that's the best way to go. And once you're in the project, you have a few different options. So you can add basically scenes is what they call them here. And you can add classic scenes or talking head scenes. Talking head scenes are going to be if you have like a soundbite clip of like a talking head style thing, you're going to want to add a talking head scene. And I'll show you what that looks like. So you can add the lower third, you can add captions, all that kind of stuff. I don't see us using the record feature all that much. But yeah, so if you're working in Studio, you could come in here and upload your clip from Studio into Lumen5 and then use that in your project. So I'm just finding a clip here. Let's say I wanted to use this one. It's just dragging and dropping, which is super easy, and it automatically generates captions, which is really cool. If you want to show those captions on screen, you can turn that toggle on and off. And then basically you edit from the transcript that it produces. So let's say you want to add B-roll while he's talking about, I don't know, LinkedIn posts and stuff like that. You just highlight whatever you want to add B-roll on top of, and then click on add, and then you can add multiple scenes on top of your video. So let's go through, let me find a better clip to work with here. Swap it for this one. So it's not working. New scene, talking head, and I'll drag this one on. Okay. So let's say that I wanted to bring up a lower third while she's talking here. There's nothing really going on screen here. It looks like it already has B-roll in the raw footage, but let's say I wanted to add a lower third for her here. I would just highlight the text that I would want to show that lower third on top of. So however long you want it there, highlight that text, hit add, and then it'll bring up all the scene options that you can choose from. So again, these are all the different things that we've built out with Lumen5 to match our, you know, the standard frames that you guys have seen in Box. And you can scroll through and pick different options. And then we also have different B-roll scenes. So if you want to add, you know, graphic icons and text with B-roll, we have different slides for that. Text callouts, different, you know, data slides, all that kind of stuff. You can do that. But let's just say I want to add a basic title and lower third. So I can come in and click on one of those, and you can see it automatically applies it there. Actually, for this one, I want the frame over the whole video. So I'm actually going to grab this end point here and drag it all the way to the end. That'll make sure that that frame lasts for the entire clip here. So let's say, play it from here. But let's say maybe I didn't want the lower third on top of the B-roll. So in that case, I could adjust this till the B-roll comes in. So right about there. And then I can adjust the text in here. So if you've used Canva, it's a lot like Canva. And you'll kind of get the hang of this here. You can add text. Oops. Changing the font colors and everything. You can do that here. Oops, let's say I want that to be blue and the text to be white. Can do something like that. I'll make this text white as well. So yeah, changing the lower thirds, title bar is super easy. But let's say I wanted to have the title bar except without the lower third when the B-roll comes on. So at that point, I could just highlight those sections, click add again, go back to this design A, but choose the one without the lower third and plug that in there. So again, you can add in the title bar, and when we're showing Gabby here, we can see her lower third on screen. When we cut to B-roll, it swaps to the frame without the lower third. Any questions so far on any of this? If you're not doing a talking head, you can just create a classic scene, and it's not going to create a transcript or a caption file, obviously. This is just for like B-roll style or graphics. And so you can come in here, pick whatever slide. I don't know why they're all gray all of a sudden. But you can come in here, pick a slide, adjust it to whatever client, and all of these assets are editable. So again, if I wanted to come in here and change all the colors, I can easily do that. And then for, whoops. That's not what I wanted. Color white. Not wanting to let me change that color. Or is it that one? Strange. Okay, I'll look into that. And then for the B-roll, you can also upload however much B-roll you want. They also are partnered with Shutterstock, so they have a huge library of assets that you can use. So whatever you're working on, you can come in here and swap in this B-roll. And it's all kind of in platform, so you don't have to go to a bunch of different websites to, you don't have to pull open Shutterstock and drag that in. It's kind of all in one platform with the graphics, the B-roll, stock footage, all that kind of stuff. So it's really nice. Once you, what is going on here? Once you come in here and change the footage, oh, it's still loading. But once you come in here and change the footage, all of the B-roll that you have is, sorry, it's being a little slow today. Jeez, what did I do? I'm also running a render in After Effects. I want to pause that. But once you come in and adjust your B-roll, all of it is editable. You can trim the clip in here. So if you want to cut out the first few seconds of whatever B-roll you're working with, you can do that here. You can trim it. So let's say, it starts out like this and you can't really see what's happening. You can adjust the framing on each one of these. And yeah, so it's all just drag and drop. Again, if you've used Canva, it's pretty similar. They have these different scenes, but it has the added benefit of being able to edit based on text. So highlighting whatever you want, adding B-roll, graphics, all that good stuff. Makes captions super easy. You can just toggle those on and then export your video with captions if needed. Yeah, so any questions on how to access templates, anything like that? Oh, icons are also editable, so they have a whole icon library as well. So if you're working on, again, a video for healthcare, doctors, see what comes up there. You can just drag and drop into these, and you can see that they're animated as well. So they have a little bit of movement to them, which is cool. And you can just drag and drop those in. I think I freaked it out a little bit. It's still loading. But all those icons are editable as well, so it makes it super easy. And yeah, so instead of having to go to Envato for a graphic template, having to go to Envato or Shutterstock or FilmPack for stock footage, this just keeps everything in one place, which is really nice. So I definitely recommend that you guys try out Lumen5. It's really good for short soundbite style videos. Obviously, it's not going to work for, certain projects. Definitely use the right tool for the job. But for those quick talking head style videos where it's just pretty basic, you need to add a lower third, some B-roll, stuff like that. This makes it really easy to create videos quickly. Has music tracks available as well, which is really cool. And yeah, Anna, did you have a question?
Yeah, I do. It'll speed up. It's very fast. I don't have a problem with that and everything. But my main problem was I edited a few for Parabit. And the problem I had is is there a way of moving between the slides without animating the text again? You know what I'm saying? You're just basically moving the
Oh, I see.
B-roll. because every time you go from a slide to another slide, is the text flies again, you know, or animates again. And it feels like, okay, I want that text there still. So we already saw it fly, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I can't remember, Alex, if you were on that last call with Lumen5, but I think we discussed that, and that's something that they're working on. Because yeah, we noticed that same thing. So like this flies in, and then whoops, I have duplicate slides here. Oh, here it is. So yeah, that slides in, and then oh, it looks like they may have fixed it already, but we did have a call about that recently, with that exact question of, yeah, you know, the text slides on this first, you know, slide or scene that we have here, and then when it cuts to the B-roll, it would animate again. But it looks like at least on this one, they fixed that. But yeah, that's a good question. Have you noticed that recently?
Yeah, like I tried like, it was a quick edit. It could have taken like 10 seconds. And it took me a while trying to figure that out. That was probably last week, I think. Yeah, like I edited
Okay.
6 I mean, other than that, it's great. I mean, you can edit like 6 short videos in like, you know, 30 minutes, stuff like it's ridiculous, you know, but
yeah,
that was the only problem I had really.
Okay. Yeah, they may have just fixed it recently because we did just have a call about that. So try it out again on that project and see if you're still having that issue. If so, I can take a look at it, and maybe it's just that specific template that you're working with. But yeah, like Anna said, you know, it's a super easy way to create videos quickly. Just looking at the analytics on what, you know, the average time people are spending on creating videos, 40 minutes is pretty quick. It's actually higher than what I expected it to be. It used to be like 20 minutes. But as more people figure it out, I'm sure they're just spending more time on it. But super easy, fast way to create really clean looking graphics. Again, we have a ton of different templates already built out in My Same Templates when you hit on, or when you hit new video, and you just come in here, find the template that you're looking for, and it just makes it super easy. So I've even used this in parallel with Premiere. So maybe I need some customization that I have to do in Premiere for whatever reason. Maybe the, you know, the highlighting the text in Lumen5 isn't super accurate. So maybe I have to create a base edit in Premiere, but then I can still come in here and create some, you know, branded graphics and things like that in Lumen5 and just add that into my video. I've done that as well. So yeah, if you need super easy graphics, Lumen5 is a great place to start. Yeah, any other questions on that?
I do have a quick question for you. Can we bring in graphics from, like, you know, branded graphics from like company stuff? Like, for example, like an opening stinger and stuff like that. Can we bring that in?
Yeah, definitely. So that would just be under media and then uploads. You can upload any video file. So whether it's a talking head video, or we have definitely some logo stings in here, I'm sure. But yeah, you can upload any kind of video file. So if it's a logo sting, you can drop that in here, and then you would just add that as its own scene. So add new scene, create a classic scene, and you'd basically treat that as B-roll. So you would just select this basic media slide, and then you could add in that that logo sting. So let's pretend this is a logo sting. You would just drag and drop that in.
Okay,
good
cool.
question.
Thanks.
Yeah. Any other questions on Lumen5 capabilities? Ian just posted one. Is that a question, Ian, or is that just something that you found? I think everybody should be able to access all the projects.
Sorry about that. Yeah, that was just when you log into a project on Lumen5 that you worked on in the past. You know how there's a different username and login with multiple logins. Do they all live in the same shared kind of workspace, or does each login kind of have its own workspace where the prior projects are?
Yeah, no, it should all be in the same workspace. So every login is added to this MarketScale workspace.
Okay.
Obviously, there's like for each login, there's an individual one. But if you're working in this MarketScale workspace, all of these should be available to anybody who's in the MarketScale team in Lumen5. So obviously, yeah, so that makes it easy as far as like logins and stuff like that. Obviously, it kind of clutters things in terms of finding projects later on. So as long as you guys are making sure that you're properly labeling your projects with content IDs, things like that, you should be able to search your videos by content ID and pull those up. Wow, that's a terrible search function. It did pull up the project, but that pulled up a lot of others as well. But yeah, as long as you're adding in content IDs, client names, you should be able to find it. Anna says creating a folder really helps. I don't think I've actually done that. Where do you do that, Anna?
On the upload media, if you go in there, you can just create a folder.
I see.
You can add it all in there, like, you know, have the Parabit one with all the videos, all the stingers, all everything. You can upload anything in there.
Gotcha.
And then when you just go to that folder, and then everything is there.
Oh, okay.
There
sweet.
you go.
Yeah, so when you're uploading footage for a certain project, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Alrighty. Any last questions on that? Alex, did you have anything you want to add as well?
No, Shannon pretty much covered everything we had there. Even though this is rolled out to everybody, man, my camera is doing really bad. Even though this is rolled out to everybody, we're still even working with Lumen5 to get some templates still updated for some clients. So right now, the majority of what we have on here is pretty much 100% ready to go. We'll be adding more as we work with Lumen5 to get those templates built. Obviously, if there's a client that has super specific branding, it's probably not going to be on here. But outside of that, about 90% of sound bites can use this for their branding.
And if you're using just one of their basic templates as well, maybe you're working on a video that's just like a social style video and it doesn't need to be like super specific in terms of what style it is. You can take any of these templates and easily adjust it for whatever brand you're working on. And it's just like a one click. It changes all the colors, changes all the fonts, all that good stuff. So this is an example here. So I have, let's say I've working on my video. If you come down here to style, and there's this apply brand kit section. So we've gone through and added every single one of our clients to Lumen5 and made a brand kit for them. So you can just click on this drop down and change it to whatever brand you're working with. So let's say Compass Data Centers. You'll see that it changes all the colors, all the fonts to their fonts, so you don't need to worry about like master templates and making sure that you have the right fonts installed, all that good stuff. It's already in Lumen5. It adds the logo watermark. If you want that, you can add that in there. But yeah, it just makes it super easy to adjust each one of these templates for whatever client you're working on. Cool. Alrighty, I think that's all I had today, unless Alex, you want to add anything else?
Just another reminder, make sure any project files that you're working on that are not on-site projects, so sound bites, bulk media, podcasts that you're working on your own computer, with. Whenever you're done, make sure you're uploading those to Box. We've had a couple come over the last week or so where we've had to do a couple remakes because one editor was offline and we couldn't get the project files. So just make sure that if you're doing a soundbite, bulk media, or podcast, every time you're done, you're uploading those project files.
Cool. Alrighty. Thank you guys for hopping on. I appreciate it. And we will talk to y'all next week. See ya.